We live in an age of excess. We want more of the same things and we want it fast. It's no different as it relates to our food consumption, where our meals have simply become larger than life. In this week's episode of Pagin Doc, we will be looking at obesity, its causes, myths, and possible solutions. Hello, I'm your host, Dr. Curdell Espinosa, and this is JNN's Pagin Doc. The World Health Organization defines obesity as the excessive fat accumulation that may impair health. A BMI greater than or equal to 30 means the person is obese, whereas a BMI greater than 35 means that individual is morbidly obese. According to a World Bank study, 60% of Jamaicans aged 35 to 54 years of age were either overweight or obese. It was also revealed that 70% of Jamaican women were overweight, 80% of whom were in the 35 to 54-year age group. From as early as adolescence, more Jamaican women or Caribbean women are overweight than men. The Jamaican Health and Lifestyle Survey in 2008 revealed that more than half of the adult patients 15 to 74 years of age are either overweight or obese. Abdominal obesity is also seen in 36.2% of Jamaicans compared to 41% and 45% of women in St. Lucia and Barbados. The risk factors for overweight and obesity includes poor eating habits and overeating, limited exercise and lack of physical activity, stressful life events which increases your cortisol levels, low self-esteem, and depression.
Don't know still none of them things that not too good in our way in the cause. You have to be healthy and fit, you see me? Keep yourself up, you can't keep too much one thing not good for you, see me? Say exercise and get it off. Obesity is bad though.
Obesity is when you're overweight, and obesity you don't really keep good health when you're obese because you know too much hangover and so some people can't afford to really stick to certain diet because of the expenses. But I think the more slimmer is the more better health to keep.
It is like people who overeat, don't exercise, eat and just jump in the bed, sit and don't do anything. So eventually, when them eat, everything does pile up and then just get big and fat. You understand me? But they need to exercise more. And if they exercise more, they will get rid of obesity. Drink a lot of water, eat fruits and vegetables and stuff. Exercise is more important in it.
You know about fat people, they're a nice person, but you know they're always trying to lose weight. When they find themselves go overweighted. So all they need to do is eat right. Sometimes most of them go to the gym. You know you have pill you can take, or you go to the doctor and get an injection and it take the size down whether slowly or quickly and keep the treatment going when the doctor replies to you, you know. So sometimes fat people, they're nice people, but it's not good to be fat.
My girl, tucky in your belly. I beg you, tucky in your belly. How will you go with that, man? Tuck in your side. From you know your belly no bad.
In our Meet the Expert segment, we're here at the Heart Foundation of Jamaica to meet the dietitian, Mrs. Mahfood. So thanks for having us here at the institution.
You're welcome. Happy to have you.
Great.
Anything to do with health, we want to promote that.
Good. So start by telling me, what is obesity?
Well, obesity is a condition. It is when someone has excess body fat. And the way we measure it as nutritionists and as medical practitioners, we measure it using either a tape measure, simple tape measure by measuring waist circumference. For women, a waist circumference generally over 35 inches at navel. That will indicate that they're overweight or obese. And for a man, a male, 40 inches at navel. So that will also give us an indication. We also use another measure called body mass index.
Right, and I see you have a chart behind you.
Yes, I have a chart. So anyone with a body mass index greater than 30, you see the BMI over 30, it puts you into an obese category. Body mass index is your weight in kilograms divided by your height in meters squared. I use a calculator to do this because I cannot do it from my head. So a chart is easy. So once you're in the orange zone, you're considered obese. Once you're in the red zone, it's extremely obese. And over 50% of my clients that visit me here at Heart Foundation fit into those zones. And you know obesity is prevalent towards many risk factors to heart disease.
So tell me, why has this now become a major issue in Jamaica?
You know, I feel there's a lot of genetic and environmental factors. This disease is multifactorial. So there's a lot of factors that contribute to obesity. I'm going to say the first and foremost is knowledge, is understanding this disease. It is a disease, obesity, and trying to combat it. Childhood obesity is one thing we need to look at because childhood obesity leads into adult obesity. So this baby fat a lot of us parents felt our children may outgrow, science has told us no, it continues on. So we are consuming in excess the calories our body needs. And I know a lot of people say calories don't matter. I agree, calories are not created equal because you have healthier versus unhealthy calorie, but we are consuming more than the body needs. Therefore, we're storing more fat and gaining weight, and it's becoming a health issue. Obesity is becoming lethal because it's leading to heart disease, which is our #1 killer.
In Jamaica, we have this concept called being fluffy. How dangerous is that?
It is dangerous if you're storing fat in your abdominal area. This is where most of all of our organs lie. And I'm going to go back to waist circumference. It is dangerous if for women, your waist circumference is greater than 35 inches. So use that tape measure. So we don't want a fluffy stomach. And for men, greater than 40 inches, it is dangerous. You are at risk of being obese.
So let's go back to women again. With the abdominal obesity, what health conditions are we now seeing in them?
With abdominal obesity, we have a high risk of diabetes. I'm counseling many with diabetes. A high risk of high blood pressure. You're also at risk for fatty liver, high cholesterol. So these are the problems we're having with the abdominal fat. You have a lot of women also suffering with polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Which is an insulin resistance condition.
Which is insulin resistance. So diabetes, it's prevalent. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of doctors referring clients and saying, please, this client needs to lose weight, especially abdominal fat. And it's overall weight loss. So it's a full approach. It's a lifestyle change. And until you're prepared to do that, you will continue to gain weight.
So you have been here for almost 20 years at the Heart Foundation, and I'm sure the type of clients you're seeing has gotten younger. Tell us a little about that.
Yes, they have gotten younger. That is correct. You know, according to the Jamaica Health and Lifestyle Survey, which was done between 2007 and 2008, in this survey done, 65% of Jamaican women and 38% of Jamaican men were obese, overweight and obese.
And that was a study done by Professor Wilkes, Rainford Wilkes from university.
And I'm sure that, you know, this is in 2008. We're now in 2015. And I think it's climbing now. And we're seeing more overweight and obese children now. So it is climbing.
How do we get to those cohorts?
You know, as I said before, knowledge is power. And I know we have to empower the caretakers, the caregivers, parents, the lunches in schools. We need to be more aware of what our children are eating. Adult diseases begin in childhood.
So important to say
So
that.
important.
So tell us a little about the food options. We're going to speak a little about food.
Yes.
Let's start off with the water, especially
Yes.
especially the flavored waters
Yes.
and the health drinks.
Yes.
Tell us a little about the dangers of those.
Okay. The dangers of liquid calories. You know, I once read an article by a registered nutritionist, and she called it liquid obesity. Because for those who are overweight and struggling to maintain their weight, we should not be consuming our calories from sugary drinks or fizzy drinks. And I'm going to specify liquid, fizzy, and sugary drinks versus other liquid drinks. Because you have some healthy liquid drinks. You know, if it's a vegetable juice, I'm going to say go ahead and drink it. So your caloric intake is very dense when you're consuming a drink. You know, I tell my mommies, give your children, if they want a sugary drink, 5-6 ounces, not a 20-ounce bottle. You're consuming an average of 23-24 teaspoons of sugar when you consume these beverages. And that's important when you're trying to maintain your weight. They are calories, and calories do count when you eat in excess.
So I want to thank you for that very informative segment today.
Thank you for being here. I enjoyed it so much.